Another month of self-isolation means another character fight to keep ourselves entertained. Stand up! Vanguard! Hey Cardfighters, a couple of weeks ago I made a video about the brand new solo play game mode that is Character Fight, where I went over how you can play this, the core mechanics, and of course an exhibition match of the Character Fight that we've got with Ibuki and his Vanguard Greyon. But not long ago we've got the second Character Fight revealed to us by Bushrode, and this time we are facing up against the protagonist power of our main protagonist of the original series, that's none other than Sendou Aichi, and this new main Vanguard, Majesty Lord Blaster. And of course this is a cross promotion with the Majesty Lord Blaster deck that is released at the same time in Japan, around the time that they revealed this Character Fight. So overall, if you're not familiar with how Character Fights work and the general rules around it, then I highly suggest you guys to check out the previous video, link on top and in the description, where I went over the general rules and how this works. It's basically the same rulings and the same way that you play it as with Ibuki. The only difference here are the outcomes and the dice roll interactions with what Aichi does on the certain dice roll outcome. So I'll put out a table right here in the screen that you have an idea of what the outcomes do this time, because of course Aichi is not playing the leader, so it cannot delete and bind stuff. So in Aichi's case, when he rolls a 1, it retires the player's right front row rear guard, and the Vanguard gains an additional 10k power and of course attacks the Vanguard. If Aichi rolls a 2, the player chooses one of his rear guards and retires it, and it gains an additional 20k for the entire turn. So this is the high power roll that also retires anything from the board. If Aichi rolls a 3, it retires the player's left front row rear guard, and the Vanguard gains an additional 10k power, so it's the opposite of the 1 roll. Then the roll 4 is the same thing, it just attacks the Vanguard without any additional effect. Then we get to the interesting part, as the die roll 5 and 6 are quite different than we've seen with Greyon, because if Aichi rolls a 5, if Aichi and Majesty Lord Blaster damage is greater than yours, Aichi and Majesty Lord Blaster heal 1 damage, and the Vanguard gains an additional 10k power. So Aichi can heal his own damage, which can be really annoying if you start rushing them or doing them a lot of damage, as they can now suddenly heal those damage off. So matches can suddenly prolong here if the opponent has some good dice rolls. But the extra effect here is when Aichi rolls a 6, because Ibuki could delete your Vanguard at this point, but Aichi has Majesty Lord Blaster, and he will then activate Majesty Lord Blaster's continuous ability. Because if Aichi is a grade 3 and he rolls a 6, then the original critical becomes 2, the original power becomes 18k, and he rolls another dice. So when he rolls a 6, he will have passively double crit, and from that point onward will be 18k, and of course the additional force markers, which is pretty insane because this will be continued through the entire match. And he gains another roll, which probably will give even more power. So this is pretty strong. Luckily, once he hit the 6 will not do anything besides that. So he will not gain more criticals and more free power. But it's really deadly if he hits this early on, or just the timing and you don't want it to roll that number. So that's basically the rulings how this Aichi and Majesty Lord Blaster character fight works. But before we go into the exhibition match where I try to beat this character fight, there's one more thing that I want to highlight, and this is the reason why I waited a bit with the exhibition match, because we've got one crazy mad lad in the community that made his own app that will support this character fight play mode, where you can simulate the computer and the dice rolls in this app. So the app is basically the NPC or Ibuki or Aichi that you're playing. I really want to shout out August, and you guys should check out his Twitter, and I will also put a link to his download app for Android. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that in order to use this app, you need to have Android 7.1. Sadly, my own phone is really outdated and I only have Android 5. Yeah, it's that old. So I cannot really show you in the video itself how you can use the app, but I'm gonna do some editing magic that I can still utilize the app via my computer in a simulation, and I will then portray it on my phone during the exhibition match. So it might look weird that I'm not tapping the phone with my fingers while navigating through all the menus, but that's because I'm simulating it on my computer while playing the exhibition match. But definitely a big shout out to August for making this app and also supporting the Ibuki as well as the Aichi character fight. And it looks to that he's gonna support it whenever we get multiple of these character fights. So definitely give him a check out on his Twitter and give him a shout out. He also has a YouTube channel, so definitely support this guy because this is really awesome content. Also, while you're at it, if you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter because I will keep you guys posted with all the extra updates and information I'm gonna do besides what's happening on this channel, because I'm also gonna do other ventures within Vanguard, but that's gonna be outside of this channel. So the best place to be updated for whatever is happening, or maybe some sneak peeks of video that I'm doing, is on my Twitter, because that's where I'm most active on all my social media. So definitely follow me on Twitter to be updated whatever happens. So with that said, let's dive into the exhibition match and see if I can prevail this character fight as well. So last time when we challenged Ibuki, I brought in my Gear Chronicle bind build, and this time we're gonna take a complete different approach, and probably not something that is recommended, as I will bring in a fan favorite that is an Axel deck, but none other than, of course, my boy Vanquisher. However, this list is completely different than your atypical list, as most Vanquisher cards won't really work in this type of environment. So something like Rising Phoenixes is not in this deck. Also, I removed Cho from the build, as a lot of these cards won't really work in this typical format. So I went with a lot of options that give me high numbers, high power. So I have multiple attacks that can potentially still hit the opponent if he gets a defensive trigger on every single attack. And I also have a backup plan in case my multi-attack strategy won't work, and that's of course our old trusted Eradicator Gauntlet Buster Dragon. So I can potentially just cheese out with a triple, maybe even quadruple crit if I drive check a crit. So I can shoot my opponent to 4, maybe 5, maybe even 6 damage out the get-go and try to win before he can double crit me on 3 different consecutive attacks because Majesty Lord Blaster. So with that explained, let's start shuffle the deck, and while I'll do that, I will fire up the app that we'll use for the dice rolls and everything that I explained earlier in the video. So let's kick that app off as well. And again, thanks to magic of editing, because I cannot support the app on my phone, sadly. Alright, so let's start off the app. Of course, I will choose Majesty Lord Blaster with Aichi level 1. And to give a quick explanation how this screen works, you have the power right here with the critical in the middle, so you know how much critical the opponent attacks. And the button on the right is basically our navigation button through all the phases, so we can go from its turn to its battles to my turn with my battles and my dice rolls. And the 3 numbers on top here is we have the grade on at the top. In the middle, we have the amount of force markers it has, and on the bottom of the 3, we have the amount of damage it has. So if that number goes to 6, we win. And the box here at the bottom of the screen, that basically will say us what's happening. So what dice roll did we hit? What dice roll did our opponent hit? Did something miss? Did something hit? And when it prompts up for some extra information, so what's our grade or the power that we're going to attack. So with it explained, let's get our opening hand. So grade 2, a Gauntlet Buster, so that's great. Chatura, a trigger, and a grade 1. So this is honestly not a bad opening hand because we're gonna go first, so our grade 2 can still hit. There's an 8k, which isn't bad. I don't know if I should. You know what? I will keep it. I can ride the Chatura and use it as a rearguard, so I can potentially steal. And with the critical, I can defend in the early game, which is very needed. I don't have to shuffle because I didn't redraw. So with that said, let's start our first turn. So we stand up. We go first, of course. Draw into a Vanquisher, which is nice for following turns. Then we right into Discharge Wyvern. Draw another card. Okay, this is great. We got a Mighty Bolderoon, so we can potentially search out even more cards, so we can go for some deck filtering. We can't attack this first turn, obviously, so we go to the battle phase, which will then go immediately to the end phase. And then it's our opponent's turn. So he writes up to grade 1, to Wingle Brave, and it asks us what our grade is. We put in grade 1, so it knows how many dice rolls it has, and then it will attack us. So we go first in the guard step. I will guard for 15k, so as long as he doesn't roll a 4, that is I believe a 4 gives him 20k, then I should be fine. So it rolls the dice and it gets a 4. Oh wait, so it's 2. 4 is that nothing happened. Okay, so nothing happened, so it also doesn't hit. And I confirm that, and I'll go to the end phase, and I will go to my turn. So I will draw for my turn, get another Shotaro, so that's at least something for when we go into Vanquisher. I will write just another Shotaro, and I will call a Spanish Blader. You know what, I will not call this here now, because it doesn't make any sense. I can also just call this. I will call Mighty Boulder Rune and use the ability to check top 5. Well, we have at least a Vanquisher. And I will get the Vanquisher, because deck winning is deck finning is deck winning. So, and I will immediately drop the Vanquisher, as I already have a Vanquisher in my hand. Don't need excess amount of Great Freeze. So then I will proceed to attack. Both are 8k, so that doesn't really matter. So I'll attack with 8 for my Vanguard. And I will proceed to the battle phase. So I will attack. It will prompt up the question to what type of power I'm attacking. So I'll put in 8000, confirm, and it will hit. Because if this shows up that it asks the amount of critical, that means the attack hits. So before that, I still have my drive check, so I can potentially get more criticals if I get a crit trigger in my drive check. So I'll drive check, nothing. So I will put in a 1 here, and I will confirm it. So he gets 1 damage, goes to 18k. This won't attack this can't hit anymore, so I will go to the end phase, and it's my enemy's turn now. So he rides, of course, up to his Blaster Blade, his avatar. I will confirm that I'm grade 2. Now, guard. Problem is, my hand isn't that ideal for guarding, so I will have to eat the following 2 attacks. So hopefully he doesn't, hopefully he doesn't retire this. Let's keep it at that. So, rolls the dice. What's my current, what's your current damage amount? That means this, if this question comes up, he probably hit the heal one. So I will confirm. Yeah, it hit the heal, but so that means he now also heals, so he's back at 0. God damn it. So basically nothing happened. Of course, it's Aichi that will heal infinitely. I will confirm, then roll the dice again. So front row left. So that means this one is now retired. So that's great. And I'll get a damage. And another one. So I will confirm. It's the end phase. It's my turn now. And I will draw for turn. And let's hope I can negate that heal with the Gauntlet Buster Dragon. Let's see if that will work here. I will also call an extra Mighty Bolt Dragoon. So hopefully... Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. That was on the top. Well, we have another Gauntlet Buster Dragon. Also, I forget one thing. Of course, because I've ridden, I get an Axle marker. But don't worry. It's not that I misplayed here that because Axle 2. Because I wanted to go for Axle 1. Because Axle 1 gives me more advantage in this scenario. So, we get that. We drop this because following turn we probably want to go to Vanquisher. So we get this one. And for anybody that isn't aware of what's happening on Twitter right now, like the tweet of Vanguard Zero if you want to have something special happening with Asuka with the current Valentine's gift. So like the tweet for Asuka. So with that said, with that cross promotion, I will call a Spanish Blader. That will be 18k, so hopefully I get some triggers while things will go active here. So I will attack for 20, but it has another 20k because the opponent has no rearguard, so it's 40k with triple crit. So hopefully this is enough to hit. So I will attack with 40k, confirm. Okay, it hits. So before that, I will do 2 drive checks. So first, Dragon Shot Dragoon. Second, Desert Gunner Baijin. So nothing really of significance. So I'll type in 3 criticals. Confirm. So he goes to 3 damage. And he's 40k. This won't hit anymore. So that's the end of my turn. So it's the enemy's turn. He will ride up to Majesty Lord Blaster, of course. And has 3 dice rolls. So the first attack I have to block. Otherwise I'm probably going to die. So I'll roll the die, you get 10, front row, right rearguard circle, so there's enough gonna happen, and it doesn't hit, so, or, wait, I forget something, because the force marker, of course. So let's correct that a bit and do it like that because I wanted to block this attack anyways for 20k. Because I keep forgetting the force markers are a thing in this mode. Okay, so confirm. The second one I will have to take. So let's roll the dice again. Again, he gets a 1, so from the right circle. This one I will take, so nothing happens. And now we'll roll the dice again. Again, he gets a 1, so from the right circle, so my Spinious Blader is safe, which is nice. So I will get 1 damage, which is a heal. And because we're both at 3, I will successfully heal this as well, which is really nice. So that's great. Aichi isn't the only one that can heal at this situation. So I will confirm that, and end phase, and now it's my turn. So I will stand and draw. And got another heal at the top of the deck, so that's great. Okay, what do I want to do in this scenario? I can try to spice it up. Yeah, let's try to spice things up. So for anybody that already is liking the comment, try to share it if you're up for Corin. So like for Asuka, share for Corin. So I will go for another Axel 2. I will call a Jaggy Shot Dragoon right here. I will not use the skill because if I do that, I will have to bind a card from my own front row, which I do not want to do in this scenario. So I will first. Will we go through that? Yeah, let's do that first. We attack for 12k. So I will attack for 12, which will not hit, of course, but I can bind this card from my hand, and it will recall itself, get another 10k, and I can then choose opponent's from bind it, and your opponent's from those no regards, which doesn't. I don't have to put it in soul just yet. I will draw a card. All right, that's great because it's not a trigger. Then I will proceed to attack with my Vanguard, which is 20. I will confirm. It does hit, so I will drive check twice. So let's see if I get some triggers. It gets a crit. That's really, really nice. So that gives me crit to my Vanguard, power to Shatara, and another that isn't a trigger. So this is now 1828. This won't hit anymore, but this is 38, so that can still hit. So I will put in 2 criticals. So he's now at 5. He's 33, but this will still attack for 38. So let's see if Shatara can give me the dub. Can it win? It doesn't. Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't hit. It doesn't hit. Oh, bad. Oh, God. So I can still utilize his skill. I can detect if your Vanguard is going to put in soul. Draw a card. Okay. So I have defensive options for next turn. Okay, so it's the end phase. It's the enemy's turn. It now has 2 force markers, which is really bad. But I can still survive this if he doesn't get the double crit. So he mustn't roll the 6. So he's 33. So if I do this, it's equal. And if I do this, it's 47. I have to go like this and then hope. Well, I cannot even guard the second and the third attack, so I can better bet it on everything that this will block the attack definitely, but hopefully he doesn't get a crit somewhere down the line. So roll the dice, he gets a 3, so it blocks because it's 43 and this is 32 and this is another 30, so that's 62. Front rows in your front row's left rearguard circle. So let's assume it's this one because you can also say it's only this, but let's be fair in this particular situation. I'll confirm. Next to attack, I have to take it. So please do not get the crit. Okay, it just hits, so there's nothing. There's Gauntlet Buster Dragon. And roll the dice. Front row left again. So that's just another damage. And that's a Vanquisher. Okay. So end phase, it's my turn. I will stand and draw. Okay, the only thing I need to do is just hit him once. I only have to do is hit him once. So let's do that, shall we? So I'll call this here. Yeah, well, I can just do it like this. This will make more sense. Yeah, this will definitely make more sense. I will attack first with the Vanguard, because that means I have potentially to draw into cards for Jaggy Shot to bind, so I have even more attacks available to me. So I will swing with the Vanguard for 20k. Vanquisher, give me the dop. Let's go. It doesn't. Okay, so drive check, crit. 20. So this is 18. I will put the power at Shatara and the crit as well. Why not? And Spineless Blade. So I have no extra effects here. So I will then proceed to swing for 20. Okay, can I get the hit here? Dragon Shot? It doesn't. It missed again. Okay, now I will attack for 15. Let's see if the Wyvern can hit. It doesn't. It misses again. Oh god. Okay, Chatara, please. Give me the hit. Please. Thank god it hits! Chatara, come in clutch! Let's go! Let's go, boys! And confirm! We won! We won! Chatara coming in clutch while everything started missing. Let's go! Well, that sums up this character fight as well as the app. And that basically wraps up the character fight for Aichi and Majesty Lord Blaster. Definitely a very difficult one, but then again, I tried to do it with an Excel deck, and these Excel decks don't tend to be very useful in these character fights, so I'm curious if they're gonna change things up for other characters, so certain decks that work on retiring or field control might have a better chance against these sort of matches, because currently it's all force and very high power or high defensive orientated, so Excel decks don't perform the best out of these things. So I hope they change up certain things for other character fights, but we have to wait and see to see the general thing. Again, big shout out to D August for making this app and supporting the community in his own unique way. I really like this kind of incentive, and I hope we see more of these awesome things within the community, and if it happens so to be, then I will definitely shout those guys out whenever I see something interesting and really unique that I really like. But that's about everything for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this new character fight, and if you had any success with Aichi and Majesty Lord Blaster level 1, and if you're excited for more future card fight character fights that are probably around the corner whenever Bushiroad is revealing some extra other product down the line. As always, this video has been brought to you by our lovely patrons over at patreon.com/VanguardInsider. You guys are amazing. If you do want to support the channel and want to be a big part of this channel, then now is the time to subscribe to the channel, because we're almost hitting that 10k milestone mark. And when we hit it, I will have some big announcements of what's going to happen to the channel and everything concerning what I'm doing with Vanguard, as I have some interesting things planned, and I want to wait until we hit that 10k subscriber mark. So subscribe to the channel and hitting the bell button to be updated for our future content, as well as liking this video so I know what type of videos you really like, and I will continue to work on those type of videos. And if you want to support us a bit more directly, you can simply do that by going over to patreon.com/VanguardInsider and become a patron today. But with that said, I'm Mr. Time Leap, and I see you guys in the next one.